So you're probably wondering why I bought an old M3. Hopefully this will explain why. The S54 is such a peach of an engine. There's nothing that sounds quite like it. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. They try to replicate it with computers and speakers and sound synthesizers, blah blah blah. And mine's stock. That rasp at 4.5. Oh, it's naughty. As I said, standard exhaust almost makes me not want to fiddle with the exhaust because it sounds so bloody good from the factory. And also, I mean, it is loud, and if I make it any louder, it's going to sound like I'm going even faster than I really am. I'm not going flat out, by the way, that's just accelerating. That's just the sound it makes. That's just its natural sound. Ugh. I'm going to give you guys a little treat. I've got the microphone set up. I think I've got it set up just so I want you to hear what it sounds like in a tunnel. And there's no tunnel better than the Hatfield tunnel. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, everything I mentioned on my previous video about this car sounding amazing and there's nothing quite like it. Yes, yeah, I mean, I was speaking the truth. There really isn't. I love the way this car sounds. It sounds fantastic. I'm covered in sweat, as you can probably see, because this is in 4K. And I'll explain why in a minute. So yeah, as I was saying, that video, that clip you just saw was from about a month ago? No, about 2 weeks ago. And yes, I love the sound of this car as standard, and I had no intention of changing the exhaust, none at all. It didn't even come into my brain. I mean, I was thinking about doing it, and I heard a few, and they just all sounded kind of rubbish, to be honest with you. And the only one that sounded any good was the Super Sprint. But then they're like 1,500 quid, and there was one on eBay going for about £800, which I missed. But I still think it was a bit too much money for what was a rather old, banged up exhaust. It was in pretty poor condition, to be honest. I've done it anyway, haven't I? I have put an exhaust on. So I've gone against what I said I was going to do. Why? Why did I do that? Because Matt, my good buddy who helps me a lot on this M3 and does most of the work, he sent me a WhatsApp saying, you got to check this out, there's something on the forums for sale. And so I did, and somebody was selling a complete exhaust system by Haynes and Scott. Is it Haynes and Scott? Haywood and Scott, sorry, Haywood and Scott. And they're based out in Basildon, I believe, in Essex. And they hand make very nice exhaust, usually for, can you see me okay there? Okay, they make lovely exhaust, usually for high-end cars. And they used to make exhausts for it. I mean, they still do. They do it to order. But they made an exhaust for the E46 M3, which sounded like, oh, that's why I'm so hot. Which sounded like stock, but louder and better. if that makes sense. Now the stock car has this gorgeous rasp sound, which people love and hate in equal measure. If somebody was selling a complete exhaust system, the whole thing, cat back, for £350. And yes, it's used, however, it still was shiny, there's no rust on it, it looked great, and I mean, that's a bad influence. I went and bought it, didn't I? Why did I do it? Wasn't so much for the sound. Well, yes, it was. Well, I love the sound of this car, and that is one of the only exhausts that keeps the true tone of the car. The other ones, they drone a lot, or they take away that rasp, and other negatives. I've never found one that I've truly liked, and it's a topic that's been argued and conversed about multiple times on multiple forums for the past 15 years, for as long as this car's been made. And pretty much the only one that's really any good, as I said before, was the Super Sprint, which is a lot of money. As I say, I missed out on one, but I wasn't prepared to spend that kind of money anyway. So I bought it. However, it wasn't that straightforward to fit, and I'll put some footage in now to show you why, and I'll yeah, just have a look. Okay, first things first. Yes, I know the boot isn't aligned properly. That will be addressed, as will the front bumper. Okay, so here I am at a place down the road from my house, and I thought I could just fit the exhaust. Little did I know that it was completely different, and the back box was designed for the mid-pipe that I had. However, I wasn't going to install the mid-pipe because it was a straight through, and it would be far too loud, and I don't like it when cars are too loud. No one likes that. So I intended to use the standard midsection along with the cats and the, I think it's a H pipe that comes with the standard system. And so, yeah, it wasn't that simple. It was unfortunate for me, it wouldn't fit. So I'm just going to show you here why that's the case. So Haywood and Scott have a slip-on connection, whereas the original B&W has one side a slip-on and the other one is a weird clamp. And as such, it wouldn't fit, as you can clearly see. So it was a waste of 45 minutes really. We ummed and ahed and decided, well, I decided to not go ahead of them trying to fit it, and book myself in to a proper exhaust place and have the job done properly. Where was I? Yes, so it wasn't that easy to fit because B&W's got a strange exhaust setup. It's got one slip-over joint, and the other one is like a, I don't know what they call it, but you can see on there anyway. So I had to have it modified, and I had the exhaust modified, not the mid-pipe, so I could refit the original exhaust if I wanted. And oh my goodness, it's just orgasmic. It is the original sound of the M3, but turned up to 11.
If you can see, yeah, the numbers all go to 11.
It's just amazing. You only get drone between 2,000 and 2.5 if you've got the seats down. If you've got the seats up, nothing. It's same as standard. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it, and we're going to do some little sound clips. I'm going to show you the from before, which still sounded pretty good, and now we're going to do an after. It was so worth doing because it wasn't just the sound. Not only do you retain that distinctive E46 angry bee sound, you save a ton of weight. I had no idea how heavy the original back box was until I had to carry it by myself, which is why I'm covered in sweat, because it was only about 45 minutes ago that I had to remove it from the boot. Lifting this by yourself, the original exhaust system, I wouldn't recommend doing it. Again, it's a two-man job. I'm sure some of you heroes out there have managed to do it by yourselves, and well done, strong men. But you know, you're probably going to rip something, tear something doing it. Seriously, it is that bloody heavy. Google away, I bet someone's weighed it. It's really freaking heavy. For your own health, do it with two people, okay? Lift it with two people. This exhaust I have from Haynes & Scott is like a third, I would say, of the weight. Easily a third. Much lighter. And as I said, it sounds, it's got that same gorgeous sound. It's the weight saving. I think that was the biggest reason why I did it. I've now got lighter wheels, I've got a lighter front bumper, I've got a lighter boot, just barely. But that exhaust has saved a heap of weight. That didn't sound so freaking good. So we're going to do a little tunnel run through the same tunnel that you saw before. I don't know how the sound quality is going to be. I mean, this is a road mic. I do it with the window up and the window down, because I think in the last clip it didn't go so well, because I think the wind noise took away some of the actual noise. So yeah, it's been a success. Really over the moon with it, really am. But this is just part of the journey. I'll say I'm about halfway through now. I've still got some major stuff. I mean, this is episode 7, the exhaust. There's a good 5 episodes left. I mean, I've still got to do paint, corrosion, but the big one, and the big one that's coming up, and I'm doing it, by the way. Okay, maybe not. The big one that's coming up is the shell bearings. I think in the next video, I hope. See, I plan everything as much as I can, but you know, plans change. So I'm cruising at the moment with this Haywood & Scott exhaust with the I'm using a stock midsection. I should have made that clear. Sorry guys, it's just a back box. I'm using the original midsection. I did that because you lose torque with the other midsections. With the original, you maintain that lovely torque, but you probably lose a bit of top end. But I don't care. It's a road car. Now I'm cruising along, and it's just a tiny little bit more drone, a tiny bit. The original car drones anyway, okay? They're kind of famous for that. At 2,000 to 3,000 RPM. You can hear it. If you listen for it, it's there. It's not annoying. It's actually okay. This is, the original car drones fine, and this car also drones fine. I'm very sensitive to drone. I hate it on most cars with an aftermarket exhaust, and I've done so many. Minimal drone, same as stock, but just everything's turned up to 11.
11,
and most of
11,
Which is exactly what you want. Cruising around, it's fine. So about 2,300, 2,400 is the maximum amount of drone, but I'm not doing 70. And I'm in top gear, 6th gear. As I speed up, it's better. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Perfectly acceptable. So if you're sensitive to drone, a Haywood & Scott back box is actually pretty damn good. So I gently put my foot down. It's fine. Yeah. Quite happy with that. And the weight saving too. I don't need to lose weight anymore. I've just done it with no, I'm joking. I still need to lose weight. And it retains the nature of the car, you know, it's still got that buzz sound, the angry bees, the rasp. You still retain most of that torque, and you've got that screaming top end. It's great. Yeah, anyway, I bought it used. I've got a midsection if anyone's interested in it. You know, I'll sell it for a very reasonable price. I'm not going to use it. It's a straight through exhaust that goes from the cats to the back box. I think you can get that to fit any back box, you know, with a little bit of modification. any exhaust place be able to do it. If you're interested in it, you know, let me know. Window down first. Now window up. Oh, what an engine. What an engine. One thing I forgot to mention I upgraded. I got cup holders. Funny enough, this camera does 4K on my iPhone, but yeah, there you go. Look, coffee stains. It's matching the crappiness of the rest of it now. Yeah. Why BMW chose to make it grey, I don't know. This is for... This goes in there, so that's clips in there. Genuine. I know it's a fake bumper, but I'm just gonna chuck it in the corner there. But yeah, God, it's hideous. By the way, guys, that is a pump for the tyres. I always have one of those, and I always have one of these bad boys because you just can't beat analog. Digital lie. This doesn't. This is a Draper air gauge, and it's really good, really good. Alrighty, off topic, let's have a look at the exhaust. I think that looks rather nice, and it's sitting just about perfect. I might have a little jiggle with it later on, but I think that's sitting about right, and it's staggered as well, which I really like. But even better than that, it just sounds awesome. So yeah, just went to Specialist Cars in Stevenage. They're a bit cheaper than the dealers in London for some reason. If you're a dealer in London, specifically East London, and you think you can go cheaper on some OEM parts, please let me know, because it saves me a long drive. I mean, it's a fun drive because I get to go through a big tunnel, but yeah, hit me up, please. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the sound of the exhaust and my car. Actually, I hope the sound turned out okay. I seem to have the worst luck when it comes to that, but yeah. Anyway, so please like, share and subscribe. I'm nearly at 2,000 subscribers, which is really exciting for me. Thank you very much. I'm going to do something a little bit special. Okay, so if you've got a facelift F30 335D, yes, I know I say free funny, free, it's the way I speak, deal with it. I have a tuning box that I do not need from Race Chip, and I'm going to give that away. Only used it for about a week. It does work. Added about 30 horsepower and about 100 foot-pound of torque, but it's specifically for the facelift F30 35D. So I'm gonna give that away, and I'll do an episode for that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Big one coming up soon. So yeah, keep an eye out. Okay, thanks. See ya. Bye.